Everybody from rain-swept and very, very windy Newport High School. The Trojans have traveled over the river and through the woods, and we'll probably be traveling through the river and over the woods on the way home here because, man, it is pouring here at game time. The officials are speaking with the co-captains out there right now, and the only co-captain I know for Newport is number 19, Bill Shipp. He will be the quarterback and plays defense. It's an all-around good athlete here at Newport High School. So, Bill is actually from Greenwood, but since they share ball players, why he will quarterback the Newport High School Ball Club. But boy, talk about the weather we've had other games this year. It has been beautiful, and tonight is certainly an exception to that rule as we have an 8 o'clock start. Man, it is pouring at the start of the ball game. So we'll get to see what happens out here. I'll give you an idea what the field looks like. This is the upper end here, the first 10 yards or 15 yards almost of the ball field. So to say that field conditions are anything but ideal would even be an understatement. We have Ray J. Coles here with me holding up a large umbrella, which should keep us pretty dry unless the wind really picks up, and it has been breezy, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be UD won the toss. They have deferred until the second half, and so they will kick off to the Newport Buffaloes, hoping that the Buffaloes, I guess, can fumble that ball deep in their own territory, and UD will get a chance to get the ball back. So we have no numbers. Will depend on the announcer for numbers for the Newport Buffaloes, and as far as UDA is concerned, we'll pick them up as I remember and as we go along, because obviously we're holding the camera, the microphone, the umbrella, and hardly have a chance to use our book. So we'll try to reference these guys and depend on the field announcer here to help us out for the UDA fellows that we can't remember their names. But anyway, we're set to go here, and this field is always more lighted on the video than it is on the field here. The video gain on the camera lights this field up even better than it is, because it is one heck of a field. It's kind of foggy, and then with the rain yet, why, not real good. Anyway, here's Brian Robertson teeing it up now for UD to begin the ball game, and we'll have the kickoff coming up. And here comes that kick. It is going to be punched up here and taken at about the 15-yard line. This is Shipp with it, and Billy Shipp races all the way out here to the 46-yard line where they're going to spot it down there. Bill will now go to work as the quarterback of the Newport Buffaloes. You're going to see a lot of crummy suits out here tonight. Look at Bill's suit already here. And those Trojan jerseys are going to become obliterated, I'm sure, as we go on. You notice also that on the tackle, Bill slid ahead for a yard or three. They marked it back properly, but I mean, it's going to be one of those games that everybody likes to see on television. The kids probably like to play, but it's no fun to watch if you're here. Here it comes. Up the middle he goes with it, number 20. He's got to drag ahead to the midfield stripe and then over that to the 48 or 49-yard line of UDA. Nick Huffman in there making the stop along with Kinch, and I think also in there was Troy Culva. Or Todd Culva, is it? Well, anyway, one of the Culvas. Okay, gain of 8 on the play, or gain of 6 on the play. It'll be second down and 4. Shipp hands this one off up the side, over the left side. Over here he goes, 43, down around the 40-yard line. Coming up to make the stop on him is James Fink making the stop. So it'll be spotted at the just shy of the 40, at the 41-yard line. So it'll be first and 10 Newport. And 10 Newport on the UD 41-yard line. Come down this way, Ray, a little bit. There you go. Up the middle with it. Go for a good rush. He goes, picking up a couple of yards. Just shift a little bit here at the ballpark. Now we're getting some breeze on this way. It looks like it's coming in towards the camera view. So if the camera starts to get a little fuzzy looking, there are probably raindrops on it. Okay, here we go. Handoff number 20. Up the middle with it he goes, and he's got a little bit of yardage out of it. We'll try to get a spot here in just a second. As you can see, it has become a driving rain now. And it's not going to get any better, I'm afraid. Okay, Conditions here are worsening by the moment, as you can see. Wind really picking up. And oh boy. Wind really blowing in here now, and not much we can do about it. We're fighting now to hold on to the camera, or onto the umbrella. That's the umbrella blowing around in front of it. You can't see. Just while we can, we see a little bit of the action, but boy, it is fierce here now. 43 with it up the middle. Looks like he might go in for a touchdown. He's driving it down close anyway. I don't think he got in. Okay, sorry about this tape, folks. This is just ridiculous with the wind. Okay, now we get a break as the wind stops for a moment, but it'll be back, and what you see blowing around in front of us is part of our umbrella at times of time. Still driving. Did he get in? No. Fumble on the play, and Dauphin has recovered the ball down very deep. I can't even tell from here where they are. Maybe Ray can tell. Looks like we have it at about the 10, but I don't know if we're going to be able to stay much longer here. We're getting soaked. Pitch over there for Morgan. Morgan tries the left side and gets maybe a yard or two, not too much. Winds and rain were predicted, and boy, they're not kidding. It is just coming down here and blowing like anything. Let's see if we can get a second down play in here. Second down handoff, trying to come up the middle with it is, I'm not sure whom. Here we go at a third down. Our kids have never played and never will play in a torrent like this. Here's a handoff. Over the left side he goes. Struggles ahead for a couple of yards. Pretty good gain that time on that play. Actually picking up a couple, but it'll be fourth down coming up. Injury on the play. It is a Newport Buffalo that was shaken up, and that was the cause for a little delay here. It'll be fourth down coming up here now for the Trojans. Fourth and about 6. UDA punted the ball on that 4th and 6. The ball came all the way down here to the 37-yard line of Newport. An excellent kick. With the wind behind him, he could have kicked a 97-yard field goal. That's, huh? And then, what's that? Oh, yeah. Look at the field here. It is a quagmire. And timeout called momentarily here. We may lose the lights here, folks. I'm not sure, but we might. They're quitting the ball game at least momentarily, I think, as the conditions here are just outrageous now. And so if they come back, we'll come back. These guys are totally soaked. Everybody is soaked. The fans are hanging in there from UDA. Most of the Newport fans are, well, they're hanging around with some umbrellas and that, but the official is going to come over and talk this over because it's so driving. You can't even see the ball players. I can't imagine can see the football, and passing would be non-existent. So I don't know what they're looking at here, but now they're going to change them, tell them to go back. I think this game's been called off. I think this one's been postponed. We'll see. The Newport Buffaloes are heading back to their dressing room. So are the Trojans. So there's either going to be a delay or they're going to call this. The official here is coming over here to talk to the announcer, so we will get some word here. But it is just brutal out here. Never seen it like this in my life as far as playing football. And I think they're going to pause for a while, see if it slacks off. So maybe we'll be back, maybe we won't. I think we'll get an announcement from the PA guy upcoming here in just a moment. Delay now because there is too much water on the field. 15-minute holding pattern, they say, and the referee said there's just too much water on the field. And boy, he wasn't kidding. So he called it right, that's for sure. All right, well, anyway, maybe we'll be back and maybe we won't. We'll hang in here and see what happens. The rain, heavy rain like this is predicted for the whole night, so I don't have much hope myself about anything developing out of this until Monday night, maybe when we can get a game in, but we'll see. They wanted to play this ball game, and I'll tell you, it is just raining as hard as I've seen it rain this summer. So we'll be back. Well, good evening once again, everybody, from Newport High School, where we're playing Monday night football again for the second time this season, as the Trojans have taken their act up here to meet these tough Newport Buffaloes. The Newport Buffaloes have gone 10 quarters now without allowing a point. So UD has many things cut out for them tonight, and one of them is to see if we can't break that string for these Newport Buffaloes. They come into tonight's ball game with a record of 5-2. And UD with that 1-6 record. So UD has nothing to lose, everything to gain by playing a good ball game here tonight against these Newport Buffaloes. The reason we're showing you Newport is they're being introduced at the time. The Trojans look like they're ready. They're across the field here now. They've been out here in this mud and rain-soaked field for a little bit of time now, getting prepared for the opening kickoff. In the preceding ball game, you notice that the game got started in a steady rain, but then turned into a torrential downpour with wind and everything else, and just was halted with 6 minutes and some seconds remaining in the ball game. We'll be back right in a moment. Okay, we just had a rendition of the national anthem by the Newport Band, and the co-captains are about set to meet at midfield. And midfield, of course, is soaked, as is the rest of this field. The upper end here to our right, of course, is the infield for the baseball field. And boy, it is really wet up there. It is just mud, sandy mud like infields have. The only fellow we know out there now. Oh, it is going to be resumed. Okay, the play's going to be picked up. I see. I wasn't sure about that. So Newport will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 37-yard line. You see, it's first quarter time. There is no score in the ball game. And in the initial start of the ball game, we had Newport take the ball on the kickoff and drive all the way down to the 10-yard line, around the 10, and that's where they coughed up the football, and UD got the ball back. Couldn't really do anything with it, as by that time it was a tremendous driving rain blowing at their backs at the time anyway, and they were forced to punt the ball out of there, and the punt came all the way down to the 39-yard line of the Newport Buffaloes, where they will put it in place now 1st and 10. At that point, the referee, of course, just had to stop it because it was coming down so hard that you couldn't begin to see, plus the field had a couple of inches of water on it. So this is the same crew, they tell me, that canceled the ball game the other night, and we'll see what kind of a ball game they can get in for us tonight. Phil Shipp is the QB for the Newport Buffaloes, and we'll pick up the other guys as we go along. Okay, yeah, 1st and 10 now on the 36-yard line, actually. 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. Shipp setting up for the first play from scrimmage here tonight. Up the middle with it goes number 20, and he is going to be ridden down after a gain of about 1 yard in there on the stop. Number 55, Hinch. Number 61 in there is Nick Huffman, they say, but 61 also. 61, Eric Motter, also in on the stop for UD. Gain of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. The backs are sort of offset in the backfield here a little bit. Whoa. Pitch back over here. It comes to 43. He'll spin around this side, and he's going to be tackled on a good stop out there made by Fink, as James Fink come up there and made the stop on him. That's Mike Dunkel running the ball. 1 yard on the last play. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Ball's at the 39-yard line. Here's a handoff again to this number 20 Dunkel, and he drives ahead for a couple of yards. It's going to be about 3 yards short of the 1st down, so they would assume that the Newport's going to punt. Number 21 looks like the punter on their squad. I'm not sure about that, however. Might be Bill Shipp, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Yeah, it will be Bill. He will be the punter. So he's going to be called upon to punt one out of some sloppy area out here. He'll be stepping up to about the 32-yard line when he gets this one off. And we'll see how the snap goes. Okay, Bill handles that well. Kick, nice kick. Up into the darkness it goes, and it's going to be taken out here at the 30-yard line. Up the middle with it goes number 20, and look out. He is going to run all the way down to the 40-yard line of Newport. A great run back that time by that Nathan Shadle with a good run back. And boy, these guys' numbers are going to be just about obliterated before this game's over. Bill Shipp, the punter, making the stop out there to save the day for Newport. Ball is spotted at the Newport 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Nice run back, great run back that time by Nathan Shadle. For the Trojans, we have Shadle in the backfield, along with Morgan and Motter, Tony the Tiger Motter. Bingaman, the quarterback. Kyle will hand this one off. Up the middle with it goes Shadle, and he's going to be dragged down right at the line of scrimmage. Gain of, well, maybe a half a yard or so in the play, not much more than that. It'll be 2nd down and long 9. Footing will be just ridiculous out here. You can see right here where they're playing, and that is mud and water. Field has a little bit of grass out there at that area, but mud and water mostly. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for all intents and purposes. About a 1 foot gain on the play. Same lineup, except this time Motter is in the slot on the near side of the field. Back to pass he goes. Fires one over here. It's complete to Fink, and James can't hang on to it. Slippery ball, wet field, all that. There will be a lot of that kind of stuff going on, I'm sure. But Fink couldn't hang on to that one for sure. And so it'll be 3rd and 10 now. We got a 3rd down and 10 for UD. This time the pitch is over here for Tony Motter. Tony's going to try the left side if he can keep his footing. Okay, he's looking for some running room over there. Nothing doing. Coming up to make the stop on him is 35 and 42 of Newport. Now, we do not have the names of the Newport Buffaloes. We are trying to get some of them anyway, at least the ball handlers. But on the gain, there's a gain of nearly 2. It'll be 4th and 8. So UD will probably be forced to punt. We'll see. Again, the Trojans have, nothing to lose here tonight, so I'm not sure what they'll call. Looks to me like they're going to call a play and go for it. On the sloppy field, maybe they figure no one's going to be able to move the football. So they're going to go on a 4th and 8. The ball is at the 38-yard line of Newport. Going to try to draw Newport off sides, and the long count's not going to do much but maybe get UD a penalty. Nope, they're not going to. The Trojans are going to be called for a penalty as the referee walks in, and now they're going to call a flag, or throw a flag. Well, they won't throw the flag, just won't blow the whistle. Delay of the game is a call, and so now UD will be forced to punt. So they tried the old draw 'em off sides trick, and that didn't work. So it will be 4th down now and 13, and definitely a punting situation as back to punt goes number. I'm not sure who that is. We'll find out perhaps. Good snap, and the punt is a low punt, but going to be nice. Takes a hop, and right at the 15-yard line, Billy Ship's got it around the right side. He goes with it. Cuts it up over the right side, over the 40-yard line to about the 41 or 2. And it'll be 1st and 10 there for the Newport Buffaloes. They'll put it in play with 2 minutes and 36 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Stinscomb was the tackler, but hold everything because there is a flag here. And we'll see what they call. The call is an illegal block against the Newport. So we'll see what that does to the play. I'm sure it was after Newport had recovered the ball, perhaps, or had, run it back. So let's see what happens. Talking it over out there with UD's captain of the defense. And they're going to take the ball all the way back here. Let's see, where's he going? This is a biggie. It's going to take the ball all the way down here to the, inside the 15, about the 13-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Newport. They maintain possession, but the Trojans may have gotten a big break there. If the Buffaloes are unable to move that ball out of the mire back there, why, we'll be inching ever so close to that goal line. Okay, Billy Ship sets them up here at the 13. Over the right side they go with it, but a big pile up over there as they stop them after a gain of a yard or 2.
About 2 on the play.
It'll be Kinch and Just several others coming in to make the stop. McMotter also in on the stop. 2nd down and 7. And now not only do we not have, we have mud and everything else, but we don't have any, now we have fog starting to come in here a little bit over the ballpark. So this should be an interesting evening. Started early. It's a 6:30 start. Ship hands this one off, trying to go up the middle with it, but he's going to be hung on to and dragged back as coming up to make the stop on him is Ryan Kinch. Again, I believe it is out there. Yep, Kinch. Boy, Kinch has played well last couple of ball games. Look at him. He is going to be totally mud-laden by the time this quarter's over. Got 1:34 left here in the first period. It'll be 3rd down and 6 coming up here now. The ball is out at the 17-yard line, or maybe 18. Call it the 18-yard line. 3rd down and 6. Ship wants to pass. Drops back, looking over the middle. Fires one downfield. It is going to be intercepted out here by UDA. Rushing down the other side is Ian Whitmer. Ian still on his feet and drags it down. Oh, wait a minute here. The ball is going to be down at about the... Oh, man, looks like the 10 or 12, 15-yard line, something like that. A little hard to tell here. UD has the ball with a big break out at the 15-yard line. 16-yard line, I guess it'll be. 1st and 10 UD on the Newport 16. So again, Kyle Bingaman goes back to work for our UD Trojans. Handoff this time, and going up the middle with it is Morgan. Brian Morgan lands into the mud after a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Footing is just non-existent basically out here. Very, very unusual conditions, but they needed to get it in, and it isn't raining. It is getting foggy, and it is dark here. Anyway, field not well lighted. Here's a handoff. Up the middle with it goes Fink again, I believe. It's getting a little more difficult to see who the heck has the ball. No, it's Shadle this time. Cangioli making the stop out there. It'll be 3rd and 4. So UD looking at that Newport lineup with a 10 consecutive scoreless quarters. We're getting very close to ending that here if we can do something now. It is 3rd down and 4 from the 10-yard line. Ball on the 10, and that ended the quarter. So we're going to go to the other end of the field now to see if we can score against these guys. I think the footing will be just as bad on the other side. Instead of having the infield mud here, which is a lighter shade, we're going to go down here, just regular mud on this end of the field. So we'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. The end of 1, no score. UD with a 3rd and 4 from the 10-yard line now as we begin the second quarter here at Newport. And don't forget, the Newport Buffaloes have not allowed a touchdown or a score in the last 11 consecutive quarters. Now, here's a handoff up the middle with it, and this could be 6. Boy, he's racing right down there to about the 1 or 2-yard line. Goes number 20, and that's Nathan Shadle. Shadle with the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal from about the 3. Good drive that time by Nathan Shadle, picking up the first down and giving UD a 1st and goal from the 3. Coming into the ball game here is that Kyle Bingaman. He has the play. That will give UD 6. Bauer is the center out there for the Trojans. Bingaman, the QB. He'll hand this one off. Up the middle with it goes Shadle, following some blocking in. Touchdown. So that ends the scoreless string for Newport as the Trojans score first here this evening. It is 6-0 UD, and the score came with a half a minute gone here in quarter number 2. Trojans up 6-0. They'll be looking for that extra point here in just a moment. Way to go, gang. The interception very, very big there for UD. We'll try for 2, of course. And let's see if we can get a pair here. Up that margin lead to 8. Bingaman's going to roll back. He wants to throw this one. Dumps one over there. It is complete. Did he get in? Yes, he did. It's in for the extra point is good. And so that was to Morgan, and Brian caught it right at about a yard inside. And the referee waited for him to see if he was going to get knocked out, I guess. But I thought once you're over, you're over. Whatever. It is 8-0 UD. And the Buffaloes will get the ball back here in just a moment. Way to go, boys. The Trojans are ready. The Newport huddled up over here in the sidelines to get some instructions. And the Trojans are out there. They're ready. A few more fans here braving the elements tonight now, as it is not raining. It is not cold. As of yet, it is damp as a bugger, but otherwise not too cold or whatever. And they're here to see if these Trojans can upset these Newport Buffaloes. We'll find out as Robertson is ready to kick off here. And here comes that kick. It is going to be a nice kick down here to the 10-yard line, or 15 maybe. This is Shipp again. Up the middle he goes with it, and he'll leap ahead out to the 32-yard line, I believe it is. And we'll see what the Newport Buffaloes can do from there. Jeremiah Samansky, Lycan's own Jeremiah Samansky, making the stop out there. Okay, this time Newport will flank receivers out on both sides of the field. As Shipp looks him over here on a 1st and 10. He's going to fake the pitch back and give it to number 20, and he's going to spin ahead here for several yards. That is Ken Platt. And Platt gains pretty good yardage that time, actually picking up about 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 3. Kinch making the stop out there again for UDA. Kinch in there with Culva, Motter, Tiny Dundee Wrestler. And we'll pick some other guys up here as we go along. On a 2nd down and 7. This time the handoff is at number 20, and he'll race it ahead for the 1st down. Out over the 45 to the 46-yard line. Stopped in there by number 81, Miller, along with number 77, Dundee Wrestler. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Newport. The ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line of Newport. Back to pass goes Shipp. He's going to tuck it away now and come over this way with it, and he is going to be nailed out here at the 46-yard line of UDA. A good gain on the play. Bill almost picks up 1st down. In fact, he has it. It is 1st and 10 now, so Shipp on the keeper that time. Looked to me as though he's going to roll out the pass one, but he decided to keep it and picks up the 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10 now. The ball at the 44-yard line rather of the Trojans. 1st and 10, Newport. Playing almost directly out in front of me here. Handoff, and coming over this side is that number 43, and boy, does he have some running room as he goes all the way down to the 25-yard line of UDA. Robertson in on the stop along with somebody else out there, but Brian coming up with the stop that time. It is another 1st down, big yardage on the play. And the clock in motion, now 9:38 remaining here in the 1st half. 8-0 UD. But the Newport Buffaloes starting to act up here.
1st and 10 on the upper Dauphin, 26.
From the 26-yard line, they say, and I think that's correct. 1st and 10 on UD's 26. This time the handoff is to that number 20, and that's that Platt, I believe. And he gets about a yard or 2 to the 25-yard line. Eric Motter and Nick Huffman in there making the stop for UD. Gain of 2, it'll be 2nd and 8. On a 2nd down and 8 now from about the 25. Shipp has it, hands it off to number 43. He's going to be hit immediately. And Mike Kunkel on the run that time. No gain on that one. 3rd down and 8. Kinch again in there making the stop for UD. I tell you, if the kids ever wanted to play in the mud, now's their time. They are in the mud. Look at 53 out here, Nick Huffman. Gee whiz, these guys are covered with it. Here we go on a big 3rd down and 8 play now. Let's see if UD can hold them here. This is going to be handed off to that number 43, and he's going to drag it ahead with a good second effort out there. Finally stopped as Kinch grabs him around the feet. Assisted in there by Robertson, I guess, but Kinch really dragging ahead there with him and brought him down at the 17-yard line, 16-yard line, I guess. Another first down, though, so on a big 3rd down and 8. UD defense unable to hold them. They set it up in a power I backfield this time for Newport. Up the middle with it goes that 43 Kunkel again, and he gets to the 15, and he's going to be rolled back there. As coming up to meet him is Robertson and Nick Huffman combining on that one. So it'll be gain of 2, 2nd down 8. Ball's inside the 15 at about the 14 right here. See the footprints back here in the mud. Just look at that. Anyway, 2nd down and 8. Ship has this one, and he's going to hand it off, and they're going to try to take it up the middle, but nothing doing there as he ran into a whole nest of Trojans that time, including, 56 out there, Huffman and Kinch. Dunny Bender, 56. Dunny Bender making a good stop that time, got himself rolled around, and he got muddy. So it's 3rd down and 7 now, picked up 1. On the play, the ball will be spotted at about the 12-yard line of UD. 3rd and 7, so UD has to try to hold them here for 2 more plays if they can. Will Bill try to throw this one? I don't think so. Nope, he's going to bootleg it. Oh, and he ran into initial hit out there, but he bounced off of him was to... let's see, Stinsko made the stop, but the first guy hit out there was Bender, I believe. And Bill stopped after a gain of a yard or 2. It'll be 4th down and 5. So here's a biggie for UD in this ball game, let me tell you that. Coaches have sent number 83 in there with the play. That's supposed to get them either 5 or 6, 5 yards or 6 points. The ball at the 11-yard line. Big play we need now out of that defense. Back to pass goes Ship. Rolls over to the left. He's looking. He is going to have the first down and the touchdown as he goes in from 11 yards out. Billy Ship over the left side there with the option, or perhaps it was the keeper, and he just goes in for 6. So Ship makes it an 8-6 ball game. Fine run there by Billy Ship over the left side, and it will be a big extra point try coming up here now for those Newport Buffaloes. Okay, on a extra point try. Ship will hand this one off. 43 has it. He is not going to make it, I don't believe. No, he did not make it. So we have an 8-6 ball game. The Trojans up by 2. Good stop in there by those Trojans. I'll tell you, I think Huffman had a big part in that one for UD. So it's 8-6. The Trojans will get the ball back here in just a moment. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. 8-6 UD. Okay, the whistle has blown, and Billy Ship, who just scored the first touchdown of the night for Newport, is eyeing up that football in preparation of kicking off here to UD. Let's see if we can get that ball, hold it, and go down and get some points. Nice kick, got to come over this way, and let's see, I'm not sure who this is. Oh, that's number 26, Bauer. And Matt is going to be held up as he crosses the 20-yard line out to about the 22 or 3. Matt Bauer with the run back, and it'll be 1st and 10 now for UD.
Clint Bidding and Jason Stelter will stop for Newport.
Okay, they say UD's on the 22. That looks about right. 1st and 10. Bingaman has the back split in the backfield this time. He'll hand it to number 20. That looks like probably Shadle, but let's see. Or was it Morgan? No, it was Morgan. With a 10 and a 20, you know it's a 0. Brian Morgan, nice run that time. Picked up 8, 2nd down and 2. Platt and Stauffer making the stop for Newport. 2nd down and 2. Ball spotted right on the 30-yard line now of UDA. Love to see the Trojans take one down here and put some more points on the board. Kyle Bingaman has not been sacked yet. That's obvious. Look at his sweater. That's where we want to keep him. Up the middle with it for the first down goes Kyle. He'll get close, but I don't believe he's going to get a cigar. Yep, close but no cigar. Kyle gets one, needed two. It'll be 3rd and 1. 3rd down and 1 for UD. Will Kyle try to sneak for the 1? Nope, he's going to hand it off here, and he's got the 1 yard as plowing ahead into the puddle out there. Goes Brian Morgan, and Morgan's got the first down as he drives it ahead to the 35-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10, UD. 3:55 left here in the first half. So the Trojans now moving that ball against Newport. No question about that. You see the steam flying. It's not a cool night. It's just one of those very heavy, humid night. The dew point must be near the temperature, right? All you science majors. Okay, here is going around the other side. Over there is Tony Motter, and Tony with a good run down to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10. UD, a good run by Tony Motter. Man, picking him up and laying him down, going around that right side, really picking a nice opening for himself over there. Stauffer making a stop for Newport, but a good gain on the play. Tony's first time I think Tony's handled the ball tonight and picked up some good yardage. They are at the 48-yard line of UD. Up the middle with it for some good yardage. Fights his way ahead there. That's that Nathan Shadle picking up some more good yardage. Nice gain on that play. Picked up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Platt making the stop in the secondary there for the Newport Buffaloes. They're at the 47-yard line now of Newport. 2nd down, 6. 2:43 now remaining, and the clock is moving here in the first half. Here goes that number 20, Shadle, driving it down to the 40-yard line. That'll be another first down for UDA. Good run that time by that Nathan Shadle. Doing a good job. 1st and 10, UDA. They started this series on their own 22. They are now down at the Newport 40. 2:25. Okay. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of Newport. This time it's going to be again for Tony Motter. Tony is tripped up on a good tackle out there that time. 67 comes up and stopped Tony before he could get it going here. A loss of a couple on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Steffley making the good play out there for the Newport Buffaloes, and it was a good one. It'll be 2nd down and 12. See the steam right there from the ball, for the ball club, huh? Anyway, here we go on a 2nd and 12. This is going to be, well, I'm not sure whom. Shadle, I think. Let's see.
Fullback.
Nope, it's
Nathan Shadle.
it is Nathan Shadle. It looks more to me like Morgan that time, but I'm not sure. Morgan got up last there, but timeout called by UD as they'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 with 1:21 left here in the first half. Timeout, UDA. Okay, following the UD timeout, we now have a 3rd and 10 looking at the Trojans. Let's see what they're going to do with this one. The backs are split in the backfield. Back to pass goes Bingaman. He's looking. He's firing one down the far side over there. Man is out there. It is going to be caught. Caught by number 31, and that is that Aaron Wegner. Aaron Wegner and Jim Fink, is it? Okay, they say it's Jim Fink, and UD has that. It is James Fink. What a great catch by Jim that time. All the way down to the, let's see, it's 1st and goal from the 8 now for UD. 1:12 left here in the first half. Great catch by James Fink and a beautiful pass by Kyle Bingaman. Here's a handoff up the middle with it goes Shadle in for 6. Nathan Shadle goes in and gets 6, and it's now 14-6. So the Trojans have just driven the ball 77 yards from their own 22 or 23, I guess it was, and have completed the series here with a touchdown to Nathan Shadle from 8 yards out. UD with the lead now with 58 seconds. It is 14-6, and we'll see what we can do with an extra point try. The EP coming up. Let's make it good. The pass last time, pass to Morgan for 2. Oh, hold everything. We got some motion on the play. Call was encroachment on Newport. They go offside, so that'll mark the ball at the 1.5 yard line, and that may change the call, I'm sure, as Kyle Bingaman will come in now with a new call from the sidelines. And let's see if we can get in here now. 58 seconds remaining in the half. Trojans would like to up that margin. Pitch back over here now for Shadle. He walks in untouched. Untouched. It is good. And so we have now a 16-6 ball game. And that makes it 16-6 with just 58 seconds remaining here in the first half. Trojans just come right up the field and line up for the kick. I like to see that, man. These kids are pretty much spirited tonight. It is homecoming here for Newport. It was wasted the other night with the torrential rains and all that kind of stuff, but these guys have really come to play, and we have a whole half a ball game, so we won't get too excited. When you're looking at a club that's had some of the problems UD's had this year, you can't get all excited, but be sure are glad to see them take a lead in halftime. Again, Brian Robertson, I'm pretty sure it is out here, who is ready to kick off for UD. Yeah, it's Brian. And here we go with the kick. Kick is good. Taken right here at the 15. Again, Ship with it. And Billy will take it up the middle of the field and still on his feet. Still driving ahead, and a great run back by Bill Ship once again, all the way out to the 44-yard line. Ship really driving it all the way out to the 43, they say. All right, whatever. Anyway, 1st and 10 now for the Newport on their own 43-yard line. Sean Rutledge making the hit in there for UD. Less than, 50 seconds actually. 50 seconds remaining. The clock will start with the snap. Stay back a little bit now. Maybe they'll run it, or pass it rather. Here's Ship. He's looking. Still looking. He's going to fire one downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended out there for number 35. And just tapped away out there at the last second. Causes an incompletion, bring up a 2nd down and 10. Wow, boy, Bill had that one out there. Nice. Really threw it very well, but UD handling that one. Brings up 2nd and 10. 42 seconds remaining here in the first half. Boy, let's see if we can stop those now, because he had that kid out there. Ship again to pass, looking, fires one down around the same area here. It's going to be tipped off the fingertips of number 35. Kinch in there with a little bit of a bump that number 35 did not care for, but anyway, that's Buffington. Number 35 is the intended receiver, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Okay, 3rd down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Go the Newport Buffaloes. 35 seconds remaining in the half. And again, Ship this time, you might want to tuck this in and run with it. He is. Bill's going to try it here at the 40-yard line. He's going to step out of bounds at the, let's see where they spot it. I'm not sure. He's going to carry it down here to the 44-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes on the UDA 44-yard line. 27 seconds remaining. That allows Newport to throw a couple of more passes here as the quarter winds down, as the half winds down. So let's see what happens now. They're playing almost in front of us again here at the 44-yard line. We'll put a power I backfield in there now for Newport. And Ship still has it. He's going to take it and tuck it and run it up the middle, and he is going to be tackled out here at the 35-yard line of UDA. And timeout called immediately. Or they'll stop the clock anyway, perhaps for a measurement. It's going to be very, very close. And they're going to call it 4th down, and now there's going to be timeout called by Newport. Troy Culva making the stop in there for the Trojans. It's 2nd down and about 1 yard. 20 seconds remaining on the scoreboard clock. Okay, the Newport timeout is over, and we're looking at a 2nd down and 1. Ball is at the 36-yard line of UD. Back to pass goes Bill Ship, getting a good rush. Fires one over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Bill couldn't get that one off because coming in there to put a big rush on him was number 78, Culva, along with Stinscomb. That time putting the pressure on him, and somebody had a hold of Bill right as he threw that one. And stopped the clock with 16 seconds left. And it'll be 3rd down and a yard. Okay, 3rd down and 1. See what they elect to do with this one. 16 seconds remaining here in the first half. Ship's going to throw it. He's going to look down the left side. No, he's going to get smothered and swarmed under out here now. As the first guy to hit him was Dundee Wrestler and spun him around, and time called immediately with 7 seconds remaining here now. Time called by Newport. Bill trying to dig himself out of the mud out there. Look at the helmet. I mean, gosh. Ryan Kinch they give credit for. But look at Bill's hands. I mean, the same goes for our team too, of course, but just look at that. How do you move a ball, throw a ball with something like that? Anyway, it's going to be 4th down and a long yard, but only 7 seconds. So apparently the last play coming up, we would think, of the first half, that is. Okay, this could be the final play of the first half. We'll see. They're going to send a couple receivers out wide on the near side of the field. Ship dropping back. Going to fire one for all it's worth into the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. Through the hands. Through the hands over there of, let's see, number 26, Matt Bauer. Matt had that one slip through his fingers, I think, but it's overthrown probably, and it wouldn't have done him any good to catch it anyway. It's better that it went as an incompletion. Well, that gives the Trojans a 16-6 lead going into halftime. Way to go, boys. 16-6 is your halftime score. The Trojans up by 10. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. Well, the teams are back now, and we're going to see what kind of second half ball clubs we have out here, Ray. As we have said the teams are back, and we're going to see what kind of a second half ball club we have out here. As they get ready for the kickoff, the Trojans will receive the ball to start the second half. The Trojans are going to receive the ball to start the second half. Yep. So that gives the Trojans an opportunity to increase their 10-point lead, and we'll see what happens here as they get ready to kick off. Shaylin Bauer back deep to receive this kick from Bill Ship as we begin the second half of play now in the Mud Bowl here at Newport. And here we go. Second half underway. Ball's going to come down. It's kind of a squibby-looking kick. It's going to go out of bounds right here at the 25-yard line. So I think they're going to talk to the white captain and find out what he would like to do with that. And it's going to be number 56 out there, Bender. He is the white captain on the defense, and he says, take it back. And I believe that's what they're going to do. Are they going to set it to 35? They're going to set it to 35, I believe. The legal procedure on the kick is the call. And they'll spot the ball at the 35-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, UD, from the 35. Kyle Bingaman, who has had a good first half, is that quarterback out there for UD. This handoff is going to be given to Shadle, I believe, and he'll plow ahead for a couple of yards. Bringing the ball ahead for about 3.
Shadle picks up 3 in the play.
Shadle with a good run that time. Picked up 3, 2nd down and 7. Kids really did well here in that first half in the the mud and everything out here, all the conditions. Really did well. Could run the ball amazingly, I think. When they go up the middle with it, there has been some pretty good running. Oh, here's a ball. It's going to be pitched back over here. Shadle's got to turn the right side. He's going to get knocked down. Now that play, of course, was delayed a little bit as the ball was dropped on the snap. And then when Bingaman could pick it up, gave it back to Shadle, and that, of course, allowed the defense to come up a little bit. And he was thrown for a loss of 1, 3rd down 8 now. Ball at the 37-yard line of UDA. Robertson will flank on the near side of the field, and there is a flanker on the far side, but I can't see who it is from here with this mud. And this time it's going to be a screen pass set up over here for, well, let's see, for Shadle. Yeah, Shadle picks up the screen and gets a couple of yards out of it, but it's going to be 4th down now coming up here, and UD will be forced to kick. It'll be 4th and 5 or 6. 4th and 5. Ball laying right on the 40-yard line. And let's see if we can get a good snap here now and a good punt. Sloppy ball, sloppy field pass. The punt is no, or the hike is no good. They're going to pick it up. He's going to try to kick it? No. And let's see. They're going to be tackled out here at the 25-yard line. And why he didn't punt it, I don't know. I'm not sure. At any rate, it is going to be 1st and 10 for Newport in excellent field position now at the 23-yard line of UDA. Well, that's what you can expect tonight. That's the reason I said let's see what kind of a snap he gets, because the ball is hard to handle for everybody, including the centers. So 1st and 10 on the UD 23. That should fire up the Buffaloes a little bit here for sure. We get a big break here to open up the second half. Billy Shipp back to work. Shipp hands this one off, 43. Coming around this side. He's going to be grabbed and thrown down. As coming up to make the stop is Bender. Dunny Bender grabbed him by the jersey and just spun him down out there. A loss of a yard. We 2nd and 11. Okay, here we go on a 2nd and 11 now. Ball at the 24-yard line of UD. Here comes that 20 guy, and he's going to go over the left side and drag ahead for about 5 yards before he is stopped in there by number 53, Nick Huffman, and Jim Fink. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Okay, on a 3rd down and 4, this will be a big one. About the 17-yard line of UD they're on. Pitch back over this way. This is that Gunkel. Gunkel going around the right side, and he's going to have the 1st down at the 13-yard line. Brought down in there, and Matt Bauer making the stop on him.
About the 13-yard line.
And they're going to call time now for a measurement, but this is going to be pretty darn close, actually. I gave him the 1st down a little prematurely, I believe. So this will be close, and they'll call over Dunny Bender to check this one out. This might be closer than I think. It would be 1st and 10 from the 13, or could be 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, something like that. We'll see here in just a moment. No, it is going to be short. It is short of the 1st down by an inch. There you have it. Oh, I couldn't tell that from here. Consider that it's a dark field and foggy. I thought he had it, but I was an inch off. Okay, so here we go on 3rd down. 3rd down, actually. 3rd and 1 inch. Now is when we need to get them in the backfield. They'll spot the ball out here, or spot the ball at the 13-yard line. Yep, 3rd down and an inch. 4th down and an inch. I thought it was. Now the announcer was saying 3rd, so I agreed with him, but it was 4th. It's 4th down right now. 1 inch. So we'll go in tight here now. Shipp likely to try to sneak this one, but we'll see. Maybe not. 4th down and 1 inch. Here we go. On a 4th and an inch. Yep, he'll sneak it, but oh boy, he just made it as he fell forward. So Billy Shipp has the 1st down at the 12-yard line. So it is 1st and 10 Newport at the 12. Boy, Bill got stopped immediately, and then his lanky body just fell forward there and got the first down. So it's 1st and 10, Newport at the UD 12. On a 1st and 10 from the 12. Ship has it, hands it off to number 20, and he is thrown back. After you got to the line of scrimmage, you might have gained a yard or so. Kinch making the big stop in there for UD, they say. No gain on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. The ball still at the 12-yard line of UD. Good defensive play that time by those Trojans, I'll tell you. They have played one heck of a ball game here tonight. We have 7:27 left here in the third quarter. Trojans up by 10, 16-6. 2nd down and 9, really, for the Newport Buffaloes. Ship gonna look to roll over this way. Still rolling, throwing. It is going to be, incomplete. Almost intercepted out there, and Matt Bauer was the closest one to that one. Matt took a dive into the mud after it. Boy, oh boy, Jason Stauffer was the intended receiver. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9. 3rd and 9 from the 12. Come on, defense. Billy looks like he wants to throw it again here. Lewis loops it into the end zone. It is going to be incomplete. Oh, good. Oh, and a flag. They're going to throw a flag on Ian Whitmer. Pass interference will be the call. And gosh, that's going to hurt the Trojans. But it may not. You never know. At least he preserved at least a touchdown at the moment. It'll be interference, that's for sure. Interference against UD. And that'll give the Newport, I guess, the 1st down, I imagine. I'm not sure. Yeah, 1st down, says Billy Ship. And it'll put the ball at the 5-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal for Newport on the 5. Automatic 1st down. 1st and goal at the 5. 1st and goal from the 5 for Newport. Handoff is that 43 Gunkel, and he is tackled at about the 4. Coming in there making a good stop on him, number 53. Nick Huffman, among others, and the young runner is down that time. He stayed down. That's at Mike Gunkel, and he's going to pick up one and pick up an injury on the same play. So official timeout on the field. Uncle, the young fellow shaken up here. Mike has played one heck of a good game for his Newport Buffaloes, so I think he'll be back. Looks like he may have injured his forearm or shoulder or something. I hope Mike's okay. And he'll be back in here. 2nd and goal from the 5. Ship's got it. It's going to race around the left side over there. Can he get in? He is going to get awful close. He is in for a touchdown. So from 5 yards out, or 4 yards out perhaps, it's going to be Billy Ship running that one in. And that makes it a 16-12 ball game, and an extra point try will be coming up. So here we go now with a big extra point try. I say that every game, every score. Those extra points are big. A little bit of a fake. Nope, couldn't do it, as he is tackled in there very nicely. Coming in to make the stop, Jason Stinscomb. And it is going to be a 16-12 ball game now, as UD clings to a 4-point margin now, and they'll get the ball back. 6 minutes, 26 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. Trojans up by 4. This is Shadle out here, believe it or not, and over here is Matt Bauer getting ready to receive this kick from Billy Ship. Bill has her ready. And here we go. Kick is going to come down here and be grabbed by Bauer. And Matt starts it upfield. And let's see, he'll get it out here to about the 30-yard line, where he will be wrapped up.
Matt Ballard.
And it'll be 1st and 10. UDA now at the 27, perhaps is where they put it. 29-yard line, make it. 29-yard line, 1st and 10, UD. Well, the Trojans last time got kind of stalled. Last time they had the ball. So we need to see if we can't generate a little more offense this time and pick up that extra margin again now. We were leading by 10, now lead by 4. So got to try to see if we can't get on the board here quick. Here's a handoff. Up the middle with it goes Shadle, I believe, for a couple of yards. That was Nathan. He's got 5 almost. Shadle making a good run that time. Let's see. If we give him 5, it'll be 2nd down and 5. So the Trojans are able to do that tonight against this Newport defensive line. Up the middle. We just, last time we had that dropped snap that kind of messed us up there and led to about a 2-yard loss from which we never recovered. But here we go again, and this time it's going to be Morgan, and Morgan drags it ahead for maybe a yard. Not too much on that one at all. He'll gain
less than a yard.
About a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Stop for Newport.
3rd and 4. Nick Hoffman shaking up on that last play, and he's going to be attended to over there, perhaps by Doc Bauer. I can't tell from here. At any rate, Nick will be missed in there, that's for sure. Grafe in there to replace Nick Huffman now for the Trojans on this big 3rd down and 4. Here's a handoff. Up the middle with it, diving ahead for maybe a yard or 2, but not enough for the 1st down. And goes
Brian Morgan.
Brian Morgan.
Shy of the 1st down.
Brian will be short of the 1st down by about a yard. Harper and Platt making the stop in there. It'll be 4th down. I don't know what's going on down here. The people stuck in the mud, I guess they can't get them up. I'm not sure. It took them a while to unpile that one. 4:30 left here in the 3rd quarter. UD looking at a 4th and 1. Timeout called by the officials. For what reason, I'm not sure. Dundee Wrestler coming back into the ball game. It's 4th down and 1. And
about a yard.
Must have a equipment problem or something out here. There's timeout. Oh, they're going to measure it. Okay. That's what the timeout is. It's an official timeout for a measurement. Looks from here like he's about 1 yard short. We'll see. See the ball down there right behind number 43's foot. The umpire has it, and it's going to be about a yard short, so it'll be 4th and a yard. Of course, the Trojan fans over there, and there are a few here tonight, a few more than were here on Friday night in that deluge. Anyway, they're arguing for the team to go for it, and I believe they might. We'll see what Coach Ayers has to say about this one. We lead by 4. The ball is at the 39-yard line of UDA. We'd hate to turn it over there, of course, but a 1st down here would feel awful good too. So get some good blocking and a good rush here. Maybe we can do it. And it looks like they're going to go for it. They will go for it. This is a big play right here in this ball game. Let's see what happens. Handoff, 2nd man through, not going to make it. Well, that's what happens sometimes. Yep, Ged come in there and made one heck of a good stop, grabbing the runner there, Shadle by the foot. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Harper coming in there for Newport to make that big defensive play for the Buffaloes. It'll be 1st and 10, Newport at the UDA 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Newport. Okay, Newport with a 1st and 10, new life at the UD 39-yard line. Ship hands it off. Over the left side goes number 20. Escapes a whole bunch of tacklers out there. Finally down at the 30-yard line, nearly 10 on the play, probably 9. That's that Platt. Again with a good run down to the 30. It'll be 2nd and 1. Now, so the Trojans going to really have to dig in here. Rutledge, they said, made the stop out there. I can't even find Sean. Apparently he's out there, but I haven't seen him. He must be, his numbers must be totally obliterated. Still don't see him. Anyway, 2nd down and 1. And let's see, for the 1 goes that same Platt, and he'll drive ahead for about 3 or maybe 4. Taking the ball down to about the 26-yard line, and it is 1st and 10, Newport. Kinch making the stop out there for UDA. Here we go on a 1st and 10 for Newport now. The ball at the 25-yard line. Handoff is to that number 43 out there, and he'll get maybe a yard or so out of that, not much more. On the stop in there, let's see, that was Mike Gunkel, and let's see, Dundee Wrestler and James Fink, I think, in there on the play also. 2nd down, 10. All right, here we go now on a 2nd down and 10. Billy Shipp looking him over. He's the QB. Fake handoff or fake pitch, and the handoff is to Platt. And Platt is plastered out there. Driving back after no gain is now I see Rutledge. Rutledge and Kinch combining on that one. Another nice defensive play by Sean Rutledge and Ryan Kinch. And it brings up a 3rd and 10. No gain on 2 tries here for the Newport Buffaloes. Ball still spotted at the 25-yard line of Upper Dauphin. 2 minutes exactly remaining here in the 3rd quarter. UDA up 16-12. Well, let's see what we can do with this one. It's a 3rd and 10. Shipp rolls this way. He's going to keep it, and he is going to be tackled after maybe a yard gain, no more than that. Rutledge again in on the stop, and we've got a man down out here, and I do not like the looks of that. Timeout called for an official timeout for an injury. Can't even tell from here what team this is. Anyway, time called. We'll find out. It's going to be UD. The UD ball player is down on the play. And it's going to be Ryan Kinch, I think. I think Kinch just got smothered in the mud the way it looks. They're wiping off his face. And Ryan will probably be okay. Certainly hope so. He has played one heck of a ball game. So we'll be right back after this injury timeout. Well, Ryan's up and walking under his own power with Doc Bauer right at his side there. So I think Ryan's going to be okay. Might have got a lot of mud on him in his face or whatever that time. Not really sure what the heck the problem was, but at any rate, Ryan, I hope, is going to be okay. That's for sure. Looks like he's going to be okay. 4th down and 8 for the Newport Buffaloes. Now there's a gain of 2 on the last play. 4th down, 8. So this will be big right here. Back to pass goes. Is that good? Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, it was. Shipp with a great pass to Andy Buffington. And I couldn't tell from here whether he had trapped that or caught that. Boy, oh boy. I don't know. Didn't look, well, a little suspicious, but not much. The officials were there and ruled that it was a catch. And what a big one that was now, as they have the ball on the 13-yard line of UDA now. That was a big 4th and 8 pass play from Billy Shipp to Buffington. Wow. Hard to imagine. 1st and 10 on the UDA 13-yard line. This time it's going to be Gunkel, and he's going nowhere. Coming here and making the stop that time, Dundee Wrestler, number 77, but forget the number. You'd never see it on here anyway, but Dundee making the big stop. Culva around that ball too, along with Rutledge, but Dundee made the big stop. Those guys out there are just black. I imagine it shows that way on the film, I imagine, the tape. Anyway, no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. So UD able to hold these guys here, except for that one big play now. Last time that Shipp to Buffington pass. So Billy's going to put his men out on this side of the field, puts his tight end over here as the quarter comes to an end. So that'll do it for 3/4 of the ball game. We've got it in, and we've got a good ball game now. It is 16-12, and Newport will be looking at a 2nd down and 10 when we come back. So hang in there, fellas. Hang in there. There's a score at the end of 3/4 of the ball game. 16-12 UD. And this quarter will be a 13-minute quarter. No, just kidding. Okay, now we have the 4th period about to begin. 3rd down and 10 for Newport.
With a 2nd and 10.
Or 2nd and 10, rather. 2nd and 10 from the 13. Okay. 2nd and 10. Billy Shipp will go over the center on this 2nd and 10. We'll stay back a little bit just in case they try to spread something out here. Shipp's got it, pitches it back, ball is fumbled, and it looks like UD should have recovered that ball. Let's see if they did. It sure looks like we did. Boy, what a big break for Upper Dauphin. What a big break. I don't know who got it. It might have been Sean Rutledge coming up with that. Sean Lisa's celebrating. It's either that he knows it's getting closer to Christmas. Anyway, Sean, good job. I think one of these guys really shook that ball loose as Gunkel had the pitch from Shipp and kind of lost it. So it'll be 1st and 10 UDA. The ball will be on the 10-yard line of Upper Dauphin. So we're going to have to get out of there. Don't turn it over. Hang on to it. Get a couple of first downs. I think we might be short a man. Here he comes. All right. Now we've got enough. That's that 74 Riggle, I think, just checking into the ball game at a right tackle spot. Oops, bumping up the middle and getting maybe a yard, not much more than that. Goes
fullback Nathan
Shadle. Only a little gain on that last play, maybe a 3/4 of a yard, 2 feet, something like that. 2nd down and just about 10. Back to pass goes Bingaman. He's looking over the middle. He dumps one incomplete. Intended over there for Tony the Tiger Motter. But it would not be completed. And so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. They tried to hit Tony that time and was incomplete. Okay, big 3rd down and 10 play coming up here now for UDA. Back to pass goes Bingaman again. He's looking, fires one over this way, incomplete, over the head of number 10, Brian Morgan. And so UD is going to have to punt that ball out of there. Coverage on that play by Bill Shipp. But it'll be 4th down and 9, and UD will have to get a good punt off here, that's for sure. How I'd play this. We'll see how the Trojans elect to do it. Back to punt goes Shadle. The last time, if you recall, the snap eluded him, and here's a low snap into the end zone. It goes. They're going to throw it out of the end zone for a safety. And so that'll give the Trojans at least a chance to kick the ball off from a little bit better field position. And so that makes it 16-14 with 11 minutes to go here in the ball game. And the Trojans will free kick it from the 20-yard line. Actually, as it turns out, it's 16-14, UD by 2. Okay, on the free kick option, it will be Robertson teeing it up on the 20-yard line. Let's see if Brian can get a good kick and we get some good coverage here and not allow much of a run back. So here we go. The game gets tighter and tighter. Here comes Brian's kick. It is going to be kicked out here into the shadows and picked up by Bill Shipp, who runs every one of them back. And Shipp up the middle with it will be tagged down out here about the 40-yard line of UDA. Coming in there, Aaron Wagner to make the stop for the Trojans. And it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Newport Buffaloes on the 40-yard line of UDA. Okay, 1st and 10 for Billy Shipp and his Buffaloes. Shipp's got it. He's going to roll over here on the left side. He's going to keep it. He's got some running room in front of him, and he's going to dive to the 30 or 28-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down, I believe. 1st and 10 for the Newport Buffaloes. Jim Fink making the stop for UD. But the ball will be spotted at the 29. 1st and 10 Newport. Okay, 1st and 10 Newport on the 29-yard line. Ship pitches this one back over here for Gunkel. Gunkel is stopped and hammered and then still gets back to the line of scrimmage. Several Trojans in there on the stop, including Wrestler and Culva. And we got a man getting up slowly. Who is that? That's Gunkel. All right, Dundee Wrestler also in there. So that was an over the weight match that time, as he and Dundee Wrestler and Culva converge on that one. That's about 600 pounds of beef laying on you. Oh my gosh. Anyway, 9:52 left here. Plenty of time remaining in this ball game. Gain of almost nothing on the play. Second down coming up. This is Ship looking to throw one. Fires one over the middle. It is incomplete. Good coverage out there that time. Is coming up to make the coverage on him is number 44, Ian Whitmer. Nice coverage that time. Jason Stauffer was the intended receiver here. This big, tall, lanky lad, number 21. But Ian Whitmer with a good defensive play that time to knock that ball away. 3rd down 9. All right, let's see what happens here. 3rd down and 9. We'll stay back a little bit. See if we can detect a pattern here. Pass over there. It is going to be incomplete. Incomplete. Coverage on the play by Matt Bauer. Pass intended over there for Andy Buffington. But it's 4th down and 9 coming up now. So can the Trojans hold them here now? Let's just hope so. See what happens. 4th down 9 coming up. Ship has got the play from the sidelines, and we'll see what happens. How many guys do they have, Ray? Okay, here we go. Ship with a pass over the middle. It is complete to number 35 for the 1st down. Well, that's what happens somehow. How does that work, gang? I don't understand that. We can hold them for 3, but that 4th play on a 4th and 9 1st down. Oh, gee whiz. Fink making the stop, and Newport down at the, let's see, where are they? About the, I'm not even sure. We'll have to figure this out here. 1st and 10 for Newport on the Upper Dauphin 12. Handoff over here. It comes up the middle. With it goes Gunkel, and Gunkel will be driving it down for a touchdown. Gunkel had guys hanging all over him, but everybody trying to tackle him up around the jersey and up around the shoulders. That doesn't work too good. And we have timeout called on the play now, as we have a man down on the play. But it's now 20-16 with 9 minutes and 1 second remaining here in the ball game. And Newport on top by 4.
Gunkel picks up the Newport
Extra point try coming up. Oh, it's 1st and goal. I thought it was a touchdown. What are they talking about? This is a extra point try. The timeout called here now. Hold everything. It's timeout. I think they got confused by the announcer here or whatever. Heck, it wasn't 1st and goal. It was a touchdown, I think. They have it on the board. The announcer goofed up here. Told them it was a 1st and goal. It was actually, they were setting up for the extra point. So they'll try this again now.
Let's try that again. Mike.
Okay, here we go now on an extra point try by the Newport Buffaloes. They'll try for 2. Doesn't really matter what they try for here. UD has to score a touchdown to get back into to at least a tie. Ship's going to roll back and throw one into the end zone. It's going to be caught there for the extra point. So that makes the score now 22-16. Trojans, who led by 10, now trail by 6. And with 9:01 left, they will get the ball back.
12-yard Mike Gunkel touchdown.
Well, Newport has her teed up following their 3rd touchdown of the ball game. And Billy Ship is out there ready to kick off. He'll be kicking to either Shadle or Bauer. And here comes that kick. It's into the dark, and let's see who's got it. I'm not exactly sure, but anyway, running it back here into a pile he goes, and he's going to be dragged down out here at about the 36-yard line. That was
Sean Rutledge.
Sean Rutledge running it back to the 33-yard line. It'll be, or make that the 37-yard line.
35 to about the 36-yard
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line of Upper Dauphin. Okay, now the Trojans very definitely have got to do something with it here. We have got to get downfield. Buffington with a good fake, throws over here. It's going to be complete. Out here is Shadle with it. Shadle drags it ahead to the 40 or 44-yard line, where it will be short of the first down, gain of 7. Second down and 3. Following that last play, UD will call time. 8:13 remaining here in the ball game. Okay, second down and 4 now from the 44-yard line for UD. 8:13 remaining here in the ball game as Kyle Bingaman sets them up. He'll hand this one off. Up the middle with it goes Shadle with a good run and still on his feet, driving ahead out here to the 48-yard line. A nice run that time. Nathan's got the first down on a good run that time. First and 10, UDA. Ball at the 49-yard line of Upper Dauphin. Nice run that time by Shadle. He can really dig in there and drag him ahead. You saw that time, and Nathan's having one heck of a good mud ball game here. Ball just a foot shy of midfield. 7:52. We'll keep an eye on the clock as we progress here. Pitch back over here for Shadle. Shadle with a good opening burst down to the 44-yard line and into the mud. Well, I'll tell you, into the mud. Yuck. Anyway, picking up 6, second down and 4. Nice run by that Nathan Shadle. Again, Nathan's going to check out this time, go out and get hosed off. Anyway, in there to replace him comes that Brian Morgan. They'll put 3 in the backfield this time. Line them up straight back. Pitches back over this side. Ball comes loose. And I think UD has covered it. Third down they're hollering, so you can quit scrambling here.
Upper Dauphin with the recovery.
Third down, coming up with that football is that Brian Morgan. He took the pitch and lost the handle on that slippery, wet football. Muddy, slimy. And Morgan will check out as Shadle back in there for UD. Third down 7 now coming up for the Trojans. 6:40 remaining in the ball game. The Trojans need to complete this drive for 6. Here comes Shadle over the left side. Shadle with some good running room. Drags it all the way out to the 41-yard line. That is going to be close to the first down, believe me. It will be so close. Where are they going to put this one? They're going to set it right there. They almost have to measure this. They're not going to call for a measurement. Man, I would demand a measurement on this one. Short and less than the yard is right. Wow. They're not going to measure that. Boy, I'll tell you, I would ask for a measurement on that bugger. Over here is the stick. And right here is the football. You can't see the line. It's been obliterated for a while now. Nevertheless, we're looking at a 4th down and about a foot. And here comes Bingaman for the foot and then some, picking up about a yard. Kyle with the sneak up the middle. So we've got another first down to the 39-yard line. First and 10, UDA. Keep it going, fellas. 5:49 remaining here in the ball game. Okay, can UDA sustain this drive? That is the question. First down and 10. Back to pass goes Bingaman. He's slipping in the mud. And let's see, still on his feet. Now he's going to get thrown down and crunched into the mud back here. Kyle that time just simply had no footing whatsoever. No footing whatsoever. Loss of 8. Wes Smith coming in there to make the stop. But Kyle, as he drifted back, he was right here into this sloppy part of the field. I mean, you can't walk and stuff like that. You can't blame these guys for not being able to run and get footing. I mean, that is ridiculous. Like playing in grease. Anyway, big loss on the play of about 8. Third down and just about 18. Or second down, rather. Second down and about 18. Pitch over here for Morgan. Morgan up the middle with it. Morgan still on his feet. Morgan driving. He could have burst through. Look out, Morgan at the 10, at the 5. Touchdown, Brian Morgan. All right, Brian Morgan with a big touchdown for UDA. Morgan goes all the way, about a 50-yard. We'll see if the announcer has it. I forgot where the heck the guy was, but let's see. He was about a 47-yard, 45-yard, they say. Trojans now back in command here. Not command yet, but we're tied at 22 with 4:22 left here in the ballgame, and UD with that big you-know-what coming up. That's right, that extra point. And UD may call timeout. In fact, they're going to. Upper Dauphin will take a timeout and study this very, very important extra point try now. So let's see what happens. Boy, what a great run by Brian Morgan. I'll tell you, slipping and sliding up the middle that time and going 45 yards to tie up our ball game. Great. 4:22 remaining in the ball game, and that score all tied at 22-all with UD having an extra point try coming up. Okay, the clock, or rather the play clock is started, so Trojans will see if we can get a big, big, big extra point and regain the lead. This play determines whether we have a tie or UD has a lead. Here it comes. Pitch is over here. Ball is fumbled, and that's going to make us a tie here, as it will remain 22-all. And we have to give the ball back to Newport. So, in the mud, we've got a 22-all ball game. And we'll be back with the UD kickoff here in just a moment.
22.
There is your score, 22-all with 4:22 remaining here in the ball game. Okay, now it's Brian Robertson teeing it up here following the Trojan third touchdown of the ball game. All knotted up at 22-all, and here we go. 4:22 left. The kick, nice kick. Going to be taken out here at about the 15 or 16. Bill Shipp again running it back. Shipp up the middle, drives it all the way out here in front of us, which means he's at about the 43-yard line. Excellent run back again by that Bill Shipp. The Trojans just cannot seem to get a hold of him deep, and Bill's got it, and boy, is he mud-soaked. Wagner and Kiter making the stop out there for UD. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line now of Newport. We'll keep an eye on the clock. Clock will not start until the ball is snapped. 4:15 remaining here in the ball game. It has been one heck of a exciting ball game, needless to say. The Trojans looking for that elusive second victory of the year. Newport looking for their 6th. Here's Shipp going back to pass. Fires one over on the right side. It is complete for a couple of yards. Stopped over there by Matt Bauer, making the stop for UD. Stauffer makes the catch. 7 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 3. 2nd down and 4. Actually, he only picked up 6 on the last play, so 2nd down and 4. Straight up in the backfield for Newport. 35 going in motion. And a handoff, and coming up the middle with it for a couple of yards goes that number 20 out there with one heck of a good run that time for the first down and a few more yards. That's that Ken Platt. And he has played one heck of a ball game tonight for Newport also. Rutledge making the stop in there for UDA. The ball will be spotted at the 43-yard line of UDA. 1st and 10 Newport. So the Newport Buffaloes getting a drive going here now with 3:20 remaining in the ball game. UDA has got to stop these guys right here. They'll split out receivers on both sides of the field. Shipp hands this one off. 43. Oh, here he goes down the right side, and he is going to finally be tripped up out there on a good tackle made over there by, who is that? That's Brian Robertson making a TD saving tackle on that play. That's at Gunkel. 1st down at the 21 or 22-yard line. We'll see where they put it. Right around the 20-yard line, I guess. 1st and 10 Newport on the on the Trojan 25, actually on the 25, okay. 1st and 10 Newport on the UD 25. 2:57 remaining. The clock is stopped on the 1st down play. Or perhaps he went out of bounds, I guess, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's stopped. Here's Shipp handing it off. Up the middle with it goes that number 20, and he's going to go in for a touchdown and give Newport the lead back again now. As he goes in from 25 yards out with 2:51 left. It's 28-22, and an extra point try coming up for the Newport Buffaloes. UD absolutely had no one to touch him that time. And so again, the Trojans trail by 6.
Platt, 25 yards.
Platt with a big 25-yard touchdown, and it was a good one for Newport, not for us. 28-22, and this time to break the tie here now, or potential tie. Billy Ship's going to try to kick an extra point, and they're going to call timeout now and figure this one out. Got a man short out here, I guess. I don't know how that happens, but apparently we have only 11 guys on here. Yeah, here comes, or 10 guys. Here comes that 11th guy. All right, so they're going to try to set it up for Bill Ship to kick one here. I believe it's going to be Bill kicking. Again, that extra point being the point of contention here in this ball game. Bill Ship will try to kick this one. High snap. And let's see, is he going to be able to throw it? He throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. So anyway, we have no extra point there as the snap was high. Ship was not able to kick the extra point, and so the score remains 28-22. 2:51 left here in the ball game.
Newport 28.
This guy, even his own mother wouldn't know him. I'll tell you, these guys are muddy. Okay. UD will get the ball back here now and have 2:51 to play with it. Let's see what happens. Okay, well, what we need here in the mud is a big run back. Ship has her teed up following the 4th Newport touchdown. And we'll see if we can get a really good run back out of this. Here comes that kick. It is going to be a low line drive kick. Nice one. Right here at the 15-yard line, it's picked up. And he's going to get stopped out here at about the,
number 26.
Let's see. Matt Bauer returned it out to the 30-yard line, 32-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 UD on their own 32.
32-yard line.
2:45 left in the ball game. The clock will not start until the ball is snapped. So, Trojans really putting up a fuss here tonight. Now trail by 6. Here's Bingaman setting him up on a 1st and 10. Pitch back over there. So they're going to reverse it. It's going to come around this side over here. And this is going to be Brian Robertson. Robertson is going to be pushed out of bounds over here at about the 40-some-odd yard line.
On a reverse.
And it is a big first down for UD, that's for sure, out at the 46-yard line or 47-yard line. Ship making the stop on Brian. 1st and 10, UD goes out of bounds, stops the clock with 2:35 left here in the ball game. So here we go. I'll tell you, you don't know it, this one. Come on, Trojans. You guys can do it. Here we go. Pitch back over there for Morgan. Morgan around the left side gets a good block, and Morgan will be thrown out of bounds on the far side. Nope, they're going to say he was in bounds. They're going to keep the clock running. All right. It is stopped. The clock. No, the clock is still running. 2:13, 2:12, and so forth remaining. Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2. The ball is at the 45-yard line of Newport. At the Newport 45. 2nd down and 2. Oh, hold it. 2nd down and 7. Very, very few flags on this ball game tonight, but there was one of them that UD couldn't help. I mean, they couldn't help to throw it. Here comes Morgan, and he is going to be, thrown out of bounds over here in the mud on the sidelines, and he went into one of the biggest puddles there is out here. And it'll be, man, he got to be soaked. That is that's not a Trojan there. That is a Buffalo, but wow. Took a bath down here in the mud, and I mean, this is what these guys are standing in. Ooh, baby. Oh, the mothers will be in anguish tonight trying to get those uniforms clean and take them out to the Glen and throw them in. Wow. Minute 34 left here in the ball game. 3rd down and 7 for UDA. This is going to be Shadle, and he is going to be trapped in the backfield. And that'll bring up a 4th down and about 10. And game time as far as the Trojans are concerned now, as coming in there is Gunkel coming in to make the big stop for Newport. 4th down and 9 with 1:11 remaining. And now we're going to be inside of a minute before the Trojans get this play off, as Bingaman will come in from the sidelines with it now with less than a minute to play. Boy, they are out in the real mud part of the field. I mean to tell you, this is really in the mud now. Back to pass goes Bingaman. Fires one down the side. Intercepted out here by number 81 or 31 or something like that. Anyway, he's going to be thrown out of bounds over here in the mud. And we have a little fussing going on here somehow or another. Stuffer intercepts it, and that should about do it, I guess. Now with just 32 seconds left, these guys can just about run this one out over here, I believe. But it was one heck of an effort tonight by those UDA Trojans, as they scrambled all night trying to keep a lead, trying to tie the ball game up at 22. They led 8-0. Then they led 16-0. Then Newport came back and made it 16-6, and then finally pulled ahead at 20 to 16, and or 22 to 16 with UD taking a safety, 22 to 16, and then later on coming back and tying it up 22-all, but a touchdown just late in the 4th quarter here by Newport has sewn it up. That'll give the Newport Buffaloes a 6-2 league record, and the Trojans will fall to 1-7 rather. 1-7. This is game 8. So we congratulate Newport. They played one heck of a ball game, overcoming a 16-0 deficit. And for Newport, or for the Trojans, well, just another frustrating ball game here in the mud, and they all pick up where they ended off last week, as they dropped yet another ball game. So we will see you next week when the Trojans will host, in fact on Friday night, when the Trojans will host those Lebanon Catholic fellas over at UDA. So we'll see you then. Tough ball game. Shadle had one heck of a ball game, as did many of these fellas, but just couldn't do it. Final score again, they took it on the board. 28-22 is the final. Okay, catch you later.